My name is Jamar Jones, and I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'm the owner of Foureva Media. Man, I've always been a creative. I think that, from the times when I did music, I was always creating constantly, to loving technology. I've always been fascinated with creating things. I used to do a lot of art growing up. And what got me into video was really just to tell a story. And I've always been one to take somebody's ideas and vision and actually make it a reality. And that's something that you can do with marketing and you can do visually, because honestly, I can't really articulate the best things in written form unless it's through music. So I really adapted more to a visual storytelling and really letting people know that this is how I'm feeling, and I can actually just show you instead of tell you. Necessity. I mean, that's what it was. I had got laid off. There was about 45 people got laid off. I did IT for 8 years, and fancy new VP came in and sold a dream to the executives, and we all got let go. And at that time, I was just like, I want to do something for myself. I want to create something for myself, not be so dependent on somebody else's decisions. And that's really when I took the leap. And I started, the first company I started was Foureva Productions. And I just had like 20 different services. I just did whatever was possible that I think I was kind of good at. And the photo and the video stuff just took off. That was the one thing that people kept coming back to me for. But also, I was getting connected with people that needed it at that time. And so I just kind of fell into that area and just absorbed it and really just owned it. I think it's that way for everybody, as far as the mistakes. Now, maybe the amount of mistakes that I made were too many. I mean, I was truly learning as I go. I'm a bookworm by nature, so I really like to study and just really immerse myself into different skill sets and learning. So as I was going and doing these shoots, I was just trying to put the pieces together. One time I showed up to a presentation where I had to film that, and I just had like a DSLR camera, and it had a 30-minute timer on it, so I couldn't even record past that, or it would do like 2 files. But it's never a good thing because, especially with a presentation, you gotta let that thing roll, and you can't, be subject to the camera. So I made a crucial mistake and lost a piece of the footage because I thought it was still rolling and I had to hit record again. A lot of audio mistakes, tons of audio. I feel like audio is always like an afterthought, and I really want to get better and better with audio. What other solutions can I provide to really make it? Because then I had other situations where the recording was great visually, but the audio is scratchy, there's a weird interference. I don't know about, we film a lot of conferences and stuff. So, there's this weird hotel interference that sometimes goes across the radio waves. And I'm just like, how am I supposed to know that? I hooked it all up just fine. And it's like, that's why you gotta have different frequencies. That's why you have to have this, test that. And so it's just, learning through experience. But then on the off time, studying and just trying to be prepared as much as possible. I'm at a point now where, I have a team that, will go into different shoots or different opportunities, and I trust them to take care of that. But the biggest, for me, I always look at the overarching thing of what the project is bringing. So sometimes the biggest problem is the expectations of the client. A lot of times video, unless it's some key aspect in their business, it's always an afterthought. And it's like, oh, we should probably get a video for that. Oh, the website's done, probably should get a video for that. So what's a priority to them might not be a priority to me. And it's that constant juggle of telling them like, hey, this is why it's gonna cost this much. This is why it will take a few extra days. We could try to get it done in 3 days. You can try, but your vision is very vast and you want to have a lot of things within this, and I know you want to shoot a gigantic commercial. But really your budget is saying otherwise, and also the time frame is saying otherwise, you know, to put all this together. And they just don't understand the creative tact that goes into video creation. That's one of the biggest challenges always. It doesn't really matter who you're working with. You always have to set those expectations because everybody has a different characteristic about them or personality, and you're trying to figure that out within the first meeting of it. Of course, you want to try to lock in the deal to get it going, but figuring that out sets the pace for the entire project. I think it varies per person. Depends on what their goals are. Sometimes they're just like, yeah, we just need something quick and throw it together. You might be trying to put together a masterpiece, but that might not be what their goal is. I really just want them to walk away with an amazing experience, that they were really taken care of during the shoot, but also that we can bring extra value to truly meet what their goal is. I want them to walk away knowing that we took that extra step to understand exactly what the goals were, and we changed the scope to better the results and make sure that the outcome that they're having is a lot better than what they were initially were thinking. And so I'm really hoping that more people do this because a lot of people will just take a project, run with it and turn it back in, but you need to, that prepping and talking with them a little bit is just so necessary. I feel like on the top part, the story is the most important, you know, because then the visual techniques that can come in there, or audio techniques, or any post-production, graphics, animation, you know, all that stuff is just elements to telling the story. And sometimes people can get, you know, really overblown with all of that fanciness, you know, and then it takes away from the story. Because at the end of the day, if somebody watches something and they can't step away from that and say, what did I learn? And did it make sense? Did it really trigger a feeling? Then you didn't do your job. You just made something look fancy. That's kind of cool, but no one learned anything. So storytelling is the most important part. I'm taking all that experience and then constantly figuring out new ways how to create, innovate, and really just storytell for other people's ambitions and dreams. You know, I have a book coming out. It's called Change Your Circle, Change Your Life. And this is something that is about half mindset, half action. And it's really about analyzing your current circle and then how are you supposed to get into other circles. And I would tell anybody that's inspiring to be in marketing or filmmaking that you need to change your circle as much as possible in this industry. You cannot be so tied down to just one group of people. You need to branch out, try different things. And I say that because a lot of times people feel like, oh, I've had this piece of paper, now I should be able to land that job of my dreams. And honestly, in filmmaking and marketing, you need to have more than that. You need to have a good portfolio built up. You need to have experience. And how are you going to get that? You need to be able to do some stuff for free. And really, it's not free. It's really at the cost of education. And that's something that, you know, you can keep taking again and again and again and building up that portfolio. And then also build up your network. You know, keep talking to people, keep expanding that circle. So that way you can enhance your opportunities. The answer to a lot of people's questions about how do I get there, it's action. 100% action, and study, 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 have the mindset to go along with it.